Okay, so November 30th, we're about to kick off December, final month of the year. So use the chat. Who has Success Club locked in for this month? One person. Anybody else? Nice. 47 months. That's what I call consistency, Annalisa. Well, the fat lady hasn't sung, so I want to remind you guys that I won't take up too much of your time tonight, but the strategy I'm about to give you guys, is something that you can go out and use right away to lock in Success Club for this month. So I'm just going to mute everybody. The first piece of achieving goals like Success Hub or getting people to purchase challenge packs or Shakeology or whatever it is belief. Like, do you believe in your mission? Do you believe in what you're doing? And do you believe you're going to do it? So there's that piece of it. But of course, there's also the practical, like, what are you applying side to this of how to do it. And I am going to be sharing that tonight. And I'm super excited to share that tonight because it was something that in all the years I've been coaching, it's something that I've been doing in some capacity, but this totally blew my mind. So I'm just going to turn my light on because I feel like I'm in a cave right now. So I went to the World's Greatest Speaker Conference out in California, and Brendan Burchard and a few other guys were hosting it, and they had Chalene Johnson as a guest. And I've always followed her stuff. I've done Smart Success. I love Chalene. Not so much for her workout. She's not really my jam in the workout room, but I think she's incredible as far as business goes, and I love how she runs her business. So she got up there. She wowed everyone in the crowd. And it was so funny because a lot of people at this conference, I would say it was primarily men, and primarily men who were coming from a corporate background. So even though Brendan Burchard has that kind of plays loud music and fun type of conference, a lot of the guys there buttoned up and well put together and coming from this corporate world. Well, Chalene comes out as a guest speaker, and Jump Around comes on, and that girl comes out in her 6-inch stilettos, just dancing on stage, having all these buttoned up old dudes dancing in the crowd, and she rocked it. And what she did was, Shalene's an absolute master of infomercials. She has some of the most successful infomercials to ever hit the television. And there is a formula that goes into creating an infomercial. Now think about it. Who here has ever been sucked in to an infomercial on TV? Even if it's a product that you're after you watch it and after you buy it, you're I need that half an hour back. I was just watching an infomercial and I was absolutely captivated by that sponge. It's so funny, but there's a formula. There's a reason that infomercials sell products. There's a reason that people buy products because of infomercials, and it's because of the formula. So if you've been running your business kind of on grit and gut and common sense, that's good. But if you want to take things to the next level, would it be nice to have a formula that if you knew you followed these steps, you would get this end result? Would that be helpful to you guys? Okay. So I'm going to forewarn you. By giving you this formula, I'm officially eliminating your BS excuses that you can't hit Success Club, you can't sell challenge packs, and you can't be a successful business owner. So if that scares you enough, you should get off this call so that you don't ever hear it and you can play dumb and keep going through life with your mediocrity and all that stuff. But I'm officially giving you a formula that's going to eliminate that excuse for you. So Shalene's 14, and I'm going to be giving you this printed out. So what I'm going to do tonight is I'm going to present you with, I'll walk you quickly through the 14 steps. Like I said, you guys don't have to go crazy taking notes. I mean, you can take some notes so stuff stays fresh in your mind, but I'm going to give you the 14 steps printed out. And I'm also going to walk you through a scenario relevant to our business using these 14 steps so that you can start to conceptualize what that would look like for you if you were trying to do it with a challenge pack or something of that nature. But anything can be plugged in to this formula, anything you're offering. So it can be something free, invite to a free group. It can be something, and you would just tweak the spots where there's some spots for entering in the price. Or it can be for a product, like a physical product. It can be for a service. It can be for a webinar. It can be for a sneak peek. It can be for any of those things. So that's the cool thing about once you have this formula in play, you can use it for any of the things that you're offering to anyone. Okay, so 14-point system. She calls this the infomercial formula. It's what she used for all of her infomercials. It's what Carl has used for his infomercials that have been huge successes. This works best, and this might scare some of you guys and put you outside your comfort zone. This works best in video. You can do it in, for example, a Facebook post using a picture or a video there. You can do it in a blog. You can do it verbally, talking to someone on the phone or presenting something, but it works best in like a scenario, honestly, like probably a live stream or some kind of video on social media. So keep that in mind. Step 1, you have to suck them in the first 10 seconds. So if you're one of those people that, for example, gets on a live stream and you're like, hey, okay, just want to wait for some people to hop on. Can you drop a few likes so I know that you're out there? I don't know if this is working. If that's how you start your live stream, you've already lost everybody. Okay, you have 10 seconds. You know how noisy the world is. You have got to suck them in the first 10 seconds. I'm going to give you examples, so don't worry. I'll kind of tie this all together. The second step is tell people right off the bat, why should they be watching? Like, they have a billion other options. Why should they stay tuned into you? Think about an infomercial. They're telling you right away why you should keep watching. You watch this, you're going to get this result. You watch this, I'm going to tell you X, Y, Z, and it's going to change your life. Like, always just kind of think back to, like, go watch an infomercial after this and look, and you'll see this formula in that infomercial. Step 3 is topic expert positioning. So why are you an expert in this? And I don't want this to freak you out. I'm not saying, are you a nutritionist? Are you a fitness expert? You can be an expert in this. I tell people all the time, I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a fitness expert. But I have failed epically multiple times and gone through the ringer trying to find a workout program that works for me. And I am an expert because I've done it all and I've figured out what works. Like, being an expert just means that you're experienced and you're more experienced than the person you're talking to, and you can say that confidently. Step 4 is using story, more than likely your own story or pieces of your own story, to tell the problem. And you're going to make them feel through that story so that they're actually putting themselves, like when they're hearing it, they're putting themselves in your story in their own life. So they're saying like, oh my God, she's literally telling my story right now. Like, oh, I've been through that same thing. That's how you're going to captivate them and relate to them. Again, I'm just going to keep reminding you guys, I'm going to give you examples. Step 5 is, what's the story behind the solution? So now you've told them the problem through sharing your own story. Well, what did you do about it? How did that problem find its solution? How did that all kind of come to be? Like, start kind of piecing together the next parts of the story. Step 6 is painting the possibility. So that can be through your own story, your own testimonial of, here was my struggle, but here's what I did to make a change. And here's how I was introduced to that change. And this is what ended up happening, and paint that possibility through a testimonial. Testimonials are super important. They're going to come up another time in here. But during step 6, it can be your testimonial, but it also can be someone else's testimonial. So if you're sitting there saying, well, I don't have a story yet. Like, let's say, for example, you're trying to invite to coaching. You're like, well, I just started coaching. How am I going to share my testimony? I just got started. Well, you can speak to what you know, but I used to share Keith's story all the time before I had anything that I felt like was worthy of sharing that would captivate someone. Step 7, great. Shared all this stuff. You've related to them. They're connected to you. They're still watching. So how is this unique? How is this different than everything else on the market? And this is the part where you insert you. Stop devaluing you in this formula. Yes, we have amazing products and we're super lucky. We're super lucky that Beachbody keeps revolutionizing and creating top of the line, best in industry products for us. So that makes it easy. We're not trying to sell lipstick. We're not trying to sell candles. Like, we've got something that actually is going to change people's lives. So it makes our lives a little bit easier, but you have to insert you in this process. You are their guide. You are the one that's going to make the difference in their experience. Your challenge group is going to make the difference. Your training is going to make the difference. Your one-on-one support, your energy, everything you bring to the table is going to make the difference. So that's how you identify as unique in this process. So be prepared to talk yourself up, to let them know how much you're going to be there and how grateful you are to be a part of their journey. Step 8, and I'm going through these quickly just so I can get to the part where I take a real life Beachbody coaching example and insert it and re-walk us through these 14 steps using that example so that you guys can have a very clear picture of how you're going to use this in your business. I have no idea what my hair is doing, so I'm not going to apologize for it. We're just going to move on. Step 8 is tell them what this is and what it isn't. So I like this one a lot. It's going to do a few things. One, it's going to build trust because you're going to tell them straight up. If you're looking for blah, 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 this ain't it. You're not going to try to paint some, like, this isn't a quick fix. So if you're looking for an overnight, like, juice cleanse, you've come to the wrong place. That's going to build trust with them. But the other thing it's going to do is it's called repel marketing, and I've started doing it more and more because I'm sick of attracting people who want free. I'm sick of attracting people who are weak-minded, and I don't feel like being the person to guide them through it. So they're not my tribe. So I tell people, like, straight up, like, this is not for you if you're not willing to make some changes. So tell them what it is not, and you tell them what it is. But if you're looking to get life-changing results, you've come to the right place. Okay, so that's that. Tell them what it is, tell them what it's not. Step 9, we're starting to get into that price area. So the reason this works so well on video is you don't have anyone interrupting you. How often do you message someone or talk to someone and they're like, well, how much does it cost right off the bat? And you feel like you have to address price as the first thing. Notice how we're over halfway through these points and we're just starting to touch on price. So video is awesome because you're just giving it to them. Like in an infomercial, you might be sitting there wondering how much it is, but you're so captivated by the story and the value and whatever that you're not really thinking about price. And once price hits, you already are committed because you've already put yourself in that story of the testimonial. You already love the product. You see the value. Just tell me the price so I can buy it. So this is step 9. You create, we're still not giving the price, the actual price, but you're creating price juxtaposition. So you're putting it up against something else that's kind of like it so that they can feel confident about your option. So in the example that I'll give in a little bit, I'm going to talk to you about, like, you know, talking about like a gym membership versus a challenge bag, that kind of thing. Or even price juxtaposition of like what it would cost them if they bought all of the things in the challenge pack individually. That's another way you can do it. Step 10, you share the price with, this is a key, write this down, big bold letters, black Sharpie, tattoo it backwards on your forehead so you see it in the mirror every day. Share the price with extreme confidence. This is where so many of you are failing. Okay, I personally, truly, 100% believe that Shakeology is not too expensive. I can say that like 100%. I don't care who I'm talking to. I don't care if I'm talking to someone who I know makes minimum wage and can hardly pay the electricity bills, or if I'm talking to, you know, someone that has a lot of money. Like, Shakeology is a steal. Not only is it going to, it's a meal. So if you eat food, you can afford Shakeology. You might have to adjust how you do things. You might have to, you know, work your way through making sure you prioritize it because you have bills to pay. I'm not trying to minimize people's situations, but you can figure out how to make it work, and it is worth it because of what it will do for you. So when you share that price, it's not like, well, it's $160. It's like, oh my gosh, you're not going to believe how incredible this is. And then you're sharing the, like, you act, not just how you say it, pretending that you think that, you've got to actually believe that. Step 11, why act now? Where is the sense of urgency? Is it because, you know, the price is only at this rate for so long, that the bonus deal that they're getting is only until this date, the group is filling up? We'll go over that. Step 12 is show proof through testimonials. So I told you guys this part was important. One thing I've been trying to do is collect testimonials from coaches, from customers, from people who have had experiences working with me specifically, testimonials about the product. You also can pull testimonials from Beachbody, from other people, before and afters, videos, but you should start banking a little pool of testimonials. And if you're brand new and you don't have a ton of coaches yet, that's okay. Like, you can pull the testimonials from Beachbody and use those too. Or even coaches in this team. Every program we have, there's a coach on this team who's done it. So you can ask that person and almost like give them a little interview of like, hey, can you tell me a little bit more about this program and your experience with it? But the thing with testimonials, and you guys, if you think about this, you're going to know it's true. When you see that story about that mom who put on 100 pounds after having her kids and let herself go and lost her confidence and lost her sense of self and just was convinced that nothing was going to work for her, but she was introduced to this program. And all of a sudden, just one day at a time, she started doing it. And you see the video of her struggling through the workouts. And you see her in the kitchen, like opening the fridge, and there's pizza and whatever in there. And she grabs the fruit instead. And like, you start to say like, she can do it. I could do that. Like, you start to put yourself in that testimonial yourself. You start to believe that it's possible for you. Testimonials are key. And if you're talking like in a live video doing this, you know, you can even hold up a before and after picture. You can speak to that story. You can have someone on to talk about it. You can share someone else's video, but you are talking about it. That's going to be what's probably going to put the nail in the coffin for them to say yes, because they need more than just your word. They need to know that it's possible for someone else too. Step 13 is reducing the risk. And again, really lucky, Beachbody has a money-back guarantee. There's literally no risk for these people. I am 100% convinced if you buy our products and our programs and you follow the plan 100%, you get results, end of story. But if you buy our programs and you don't use them correctly and you don't get results because you didn't use them correctly and you're pissed because you spent the money but you didn't actually utilize it the right way, you can get your money back. And you can offer some kind of, like, start thinking outside the box. You're a business owner. Like, you can offer some kind of satisfaction guarantee too. Like, if you don't like my challenge group, I'll send you a $20 Amazon card. Like, just do whatever you want to do. This is your business, as long as within the policies and procedures, which something like that would be. But you reduce the risk for them so that they, like, up to this point, they're excited, and they're like afraid because they're like, what if I fail? Well, here you go. We just eliminated that excuse. And then step 14 is a call to action. Don't just present all this awesome stuff and then say like, okay, bye. It's like, okay, now we're going to get you started. Here's what you have to do. Lay it out. Be the authority figure and do it unapologetically. Because now at this point, they want you to tell them what to do. They're like, oh my God, this is amazing. Now, how do I get started? What do I do? Tell them, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to, like, give me your email. What Shakeology flavor do you want? Let's go. And I think that's a missing piece for a lot of people. You present all this awesome information and then you sit back and wait for them to take action, but you never asked them to. You never said, all right, this is what you're doing next. I do that all the time. I literally tell my people when I'm talking to them and I'm telling them about Shakeology and like how it's going to be of value to them. I say, okay, so here's what we're going to do. I say it just like this. You're going to buy a challenge pack. Because a challenge pack is going to save you the most money. It's going to get you everything you need. It's going to get you access to my group. Here's what I need to get you started. I need your email. It's going to, and I go through this process. I present the price with confidence. I kind of juxtapose it the way she tells us to. And I say, you're going to save a lot of money this way. I just need your email. What flavor of Shakeology do you want? I'm going to put that through to you now. You're going to receive it in your email. I just need you to enter the rest of your info. I'll check back in with you. Can you do that within the next hour? Okay, great. Because if you do it now, then I can send you the rest of the info you need to get started. And it's like, they're like, okay. And they do it because I'm the one they're coming to me for help. Okay, so before I go into the example, and I'm going to give the example of selling an all access challenge pack, because that's pretty common right now for us. Does anyone have any thoughts or questions on this? I know I flew through that, but it's because I think it'll be of more value to you if I go through it again with the example so that you can, like, it's real world for us. Any questions or thoughts on that? No? All right, cool. I'm going to just start going through the example. So this is for an all access challenge pack. And again, remember that you can use this for a lot of different things. Inviting to a sneak peek, inviting to a challenge group, inviting to the business opportunity. So many different variables or things that you can plug into this. But once you have the formula, you have it and you can use it for all these different things. All right. Step 1. You guys remember that step 1 is suck them in the first 10 seconds. So I'm just going to go real through a couple of these because I typed this all out for you guys, the sample wording for each of these steps, and I'm going to give it to you so that you have it and can use it. And obviously you'll have to adjust it based on who you're talking to and all that, but these are really good examples. So suck them in the first 10 seconds. Here's an example of that. I was trying everything to lose weight, and still had 50 pounds to lose. Have you ever felt like you don't feel comfortable in your own skin, but feel hopeless and can't do anything about it? Like, that's going to speak to the right person. Or this is the #1 mistake people are making when they're trying to get fit and lose weight. Like, that would suck me in. I'm like, okay, well, I need to know if I'm making this mistake. So suck them in first 10 seconds. Step 2 is going to be tell people why they should keep watching. You just kind of break down what you're going to go over that they really should know. Like, I'm going to help you change your life by revealing the system I've used to lose all the post-baby weight without having to sacrifice all of my time and all of my money to do it. Well, I would want to know that if I was trying to lose the baby weight. Or my life is total chaos. I have 2 babies, full-time career, so I had to find a long-term solution to weight loss that would work for my busy life. So simple nutrition, short, effective workouts, something that would work for the whole family and that they'd all like the meals. So I'm going to walk you through exactly what worked for me and help me lose the 50 pounds. Is that making sense and clicking for you guys? Yes, no, maybe. Okay. So step 3 is topic expert positioning. So why am I an expert in this? I say after a decade of doing it completely wrong, putting on the weight, and I put all of my efforts into finding out what would work for me. So for the last 5 years, I've learned how a busy mom can get fit and be healthy from home. Or you can speak to something that maybe speaks more closely to you. I put in there, like, after losing my grandfather too early, I realized that there were things that I could have done differently that could have helped him, like things that he could have done differently in his health and that would have kept him here with us longer. And in those moments, I knew that it was up to me to learn what I needed to do to break that cycle in my family. So I've spent the last 5-6 years researching how to find better health and have a better quality of life through simple nutrition and fitness. I'm reminding you guys, like, you don't have to be a certified expert. Like, I also have the example of, I'm not a nutritionist and I'm not a fitness guru. I'm just a busy mom who has dedicated her life to helping other busy moms find a real long-term solution to weight loss so they can regain their confidence in their health. And I know it works because it's worked for me, and I've helped hundreds of other moms do the same thing. So just simple, just why are you an expert? It's because you've lived it more than likely, and you're going to share that with them. So step 4 is using the story to tell the problem, and you want to make, this is where you want to like evoke the feelings. You want to have them be putting themselves in your story, you know, with the thought of their own life. So I have a few examples of my own story. It wasn't just about the weight. I realized that my health, my weight, the rest of my life, it was all interconnected. And as I went up in pant sizes, I could see my confidence starting to dwindle. That affected my mood, how I treated my family. It affected my marriage. I found myself hiding behind other people when we would take pictures because I was just shrinking in who I was. And the hardest part for me was that I felt like nothing was working. I was trying things and it just wasn't working. I would diet to lose weight only to gain it all back. And I would work out and I wasn't seeing my body change. So I wanted to give up on myself in more ways than one. So I think that's probably a story that a lot of people can relate to. And whatever your situation is, I mean, it can be totally different than mine. I wasn't looking to lose weight. I was already fit, but I definitely wasn't healthy. And then, you know, I had no energy. I was living on caffeine and blah, blah, blah. Whatever your story is, just own it and share it. So 5 is, what's the story behind the solution? How did that come about? So for me, I remember seeing someone online doing this at-home program and drinking the shake, and I immediately had my wall go up, thinking it wouldn't work for me. But I knew I had to do something differently because I hated how I felt, so I decided to try it. And I'm still so grateful I did, because I started drinking my shake each day. It was simple, it was easy for me to do, and I started working out a little bit each day at home, following this plan, and immediately everything started to change. So I'm just introducing how I was introduced to this solution. Step 6 is paint the possibility through testimonial. So for this one, you could, like I said, you can speak to your own testimonial or someone else's. I have the example of, I shared it with my mom because I knew how much it could help her. And after seeing her on cholesterol medication my entire life, all of a sudden, because just all she started doing was drinking her shake each day, she was able to lose over 30 pounds and come off of those medications. Or speaking to my own story, I dropped 3 pant sizes in the first few months, and all of a sudden I didn't need caffeine anymore to survive, and I felt amazing. It doesn't have to be super wordy. I think that's something we get stuck in, is trying to like be a little too verbose in what we're doing. And you can just keep it simple. So step 7, how is this unique? And this is, again, where you insert yourself. So here's how I did that. There are so many fad diets and workouts out there. I've tried a lot of them, and I've either failed or I've seen the weight come back on after losing the weight. And the real difference for me with the program like this, and this will be the difference for you in joining this, is accountability, the support, and the guidance. You're going to get the exact plan you need to get the results you want. And you're actually going to see results and be excited to stay committed to the journey. So I've kind of tied myself into it, letting them know that I'm going to be that accountability and that guide through the process. And then I have another example there of, each month I have the gift of working with other women who've been in my shoes, feeling hopeless and needing a plan that would actually work for them. This was the first thing that worked for me because it was so different. I work directly with you to help pinpoint what you really need to get out of this and help you get there. Am I going too fast? I want to leave plenty of time for those of you who have not yet hit Success Club to go implement this tonight so that you will end the month strong. All right, so step 8, my favorite step, telling them what this is and what this is not. A couple examples of that if you're trying to sell an all-access challenge pack. If you're looking for a quick fix or a short-term solution, this probably isn't the right thing for you. But if you want to find something that actually works for your life for the long term, gives you energy, and something you'll enjoy being a part of, I'm so confident that this is the right thing for you. Or I don't want you to waste your money if you're looking for something that will have you working out multiple hours a day or eating from a super strict plan. This is designed for the busy mom who wants to feel her best, get true health, and figure out a lifestyle change that will help her get the body she really wants. And then since I hate getting the like, oh, I thought this was free, I tell them straight up in this step, this isn't for you if you're just looking for a free online plan that probably won't get you results. This is for someone who's really serious about changing their body, because you're going to get the nutritionals you need, the meal plans, the portion control containers, the workouts, the calendar, access to my group, and me as your coach. This step 8 is a really good spot for you to share all the things that they're going to get, including you as their coach and access to your challenge group. So write that down. You know, step 8 is where you have the opportunity to share what they're actually going to get. All right, so step 9 is the juxtaposition. So I have a couple things here. I used to be a gym rat, and it would cost me about $1,000 a month to get 3 sessions a week with a trainer, plus the cost of my membership. And I still wasn't seeing the results I wanted. So that like wakes them up to the fact of like, wow, $1,000 a month to work with a trainer, and I'm gonna have world-class trainers literally in my living room, on my television. Or to get enough nutrients into your system so that your body's actually processing and metabolizing in a way that helps you lose weight, you have to spend like $85 to get all the ingredients you actually need to put them through the juicer. And then you're dealing with the mess. You can drink Shakeology for $4 a shake, and it has everything you need in it. So step 10 is presenting the price with confidence. That's key. Not just presenting the price with confidence. Typically, for everything you'd be getting, it's about $350 plus expensive shipping. But I'm able to group it all together for you because it's on special for $160. It was the best $160 I've ever spent. It totally changed my life. I still can't believe they reduced the price that much. Step 11 is where you're giving them some sense of urgency. So now you've given them that price. You don't want them to go sit on it for a month. So I have examples like, you have great timing because that special is just for this month. Or this is perfect timing because perfect timing to get started because I'm giving a gift this month to my new customers. Everyone who gets started gets a $25 Amazon gift card with their purchase. Or saying something like, well, just so you know, next month this pricing won't be available. I still have 2 spots left in the group for this month. Would you like to get started and take one of those spots at the discount, or should I pass along to someone else? Okay, so step 13 is where you are reducing the risk. So they're kind of taking away some of their concerns. So I know I was freaked out to start back before I officially said yes to Shakeology because I was afraid it would be one more thing that I'd fail at or I'd let collect dust on the shelf. But it gave me peace of mind to know that there's a money back guarantee. And I've never had to use it because I fell in love with the products and they've changed my life. But it was nice to know in the beginning that there is that money back guarantee. Or something like, I know it can be scary to start, but you're so worth the investment in you. But the good news is there's really no risk for you because if it's not for you, you can get your money back. And step 14, one of the most important steps, and the step that cannot be forgotten, it's a call to action. So I've been saying this a lot lately. You can't pour from an empty cup. This is going to be so perfect for you, you're not going to even believe how incredible you'll feel. Let's get you started. I just sent you the email to put the order through. If you put it through, I can send you the rest of the info you need. Sound good? Like just lay it out there. Or, okay, great, let's get you rolling so you have everything you need in time for the group. What flavor of Shakeology would you like? Or, I'm so excited for you. This is going to be one of the best things you've done for yourself, and I'm grateful to get to be a part of the journey. Ready for me to set you up? So those are the 14 steps. Again, I know I went through them quickly, but I'm literally going to post this in the page so you have it. And I'm going to make it pretty, but I want to give you the Word document too so that you can go, versus my just giving you like a PDF, so that you can go in and kind of make it in your own voice and adjust it accordingly. So save it on your computer and you can make it your own. Or, you know, some of this stuff talks about being a mom, like you might not be a mom, you know, make it your own language and everything. So I want to take any questions you have or comments or how you feel about it or what. I would love feedback or questions. Hello? Anybody out there?
Hey, can I talk real quick?
Yes, please. That you, Natalie?
Yeah, it's me. So part of this is in a post, but part of it is also one-on-one messaging, correct? We're not gonna be we're not doing all this in a post because obviously we're not gonna be putting a price on a
Right.
post. Um, and the other thing is, like I know I always try to stay away from salesy. Like, is this kind of still going a little bit to salesy a little bit, or are we trying to make it personalized?
So you have to kind of, all right, so I want you guys to implore a few things. One being common sense. So like, just like Natalie said, like if you're putting this in a post, don't like take this and copy and paste it into a post because this is the formula. Like adjust it accordingly to how you're using it. Same within a message. I think this works really well in a message. And Natalie, I don't know if you saw at the beginning, but I was saying the best way this works is in a video. Live stream, introducing people, like a live stream in a group, a live stream on your Facebook page. This is where I think it's really important for you guys to be using a like page and to be using Instagram. Because if doing something like this on your personal page is kind of crossing that salesy barrier, and Facebook doesn't want you doing that, period. I know people who have had their Facebook pages shut down. Like pages, it's okay for you to do that there. So you kind of have to decide, I know I'm going off on a tangent, Natalie, but you have to decide, you meaning all of us, where you're at and where you want to take this thing. Like, are you going to start building this like a business? So learning Instagram, learning like pages, and using this strategy in the places where it's appropriate. You can also create a video, upload it to YouTube, and then when someone has this question for you or wants to know more, you can send them this video. Use it as a third-party tool. So you can, there are so many different ways you can use it, but obviously you have to kind of tweak it according to how you're using it and who you're using it for. The other thing I would say, and I would like, I'm just almost 6 years into this, finally understanding. I always tiptoed around like this whole selling thing because that's one of the biggest objections we get is, well, I don't want to be a salesperson. No one wants to come off as a salesperson, but let me tell you something. Everybody in life is selling something. Okay, you might not be selling a physical product like we are, but you're selling yourself, trying to get people to like you and engage with you. You know, you're trying to sell your kids on behaving a certain way. All of us are in the business of sales. So it's almost like letting go of that fear of being salesy and just like, this is offering value. Okay, this is sharing something with them that you're here because you believe in these products and you believe in your mission, I hope. So I totally hijacked your question, Natalie. I don't even know if I answered it.
You did.
Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions? It's so versatile, guys. You can really use it. I want you to play around with it too. I think try it in a live video and pick a product specifically that you want to speak to, or maybe if it freaks you out to invite to a free group. We have some exciting announcements of stuff that resources we're going to be giving you guys to utilize, like of free communities and stuff. It's top secret at the moment, but we'll be coming to you with it soon. So you can use it for things like that. But what we are going to be doing is we just had the Coach Potential run. It was like a sneak peek. Not nearly enough people utilized it because, quite frankly, I think it kicked ass. But the next one is on the door is open to it on the 17th of December and 17th, 18th, and 19th. So you can use it to invite to that. Like, that's a great starting point to invite people to this free, like, this really has no risk. They're not buying anything, paying for anything. You know, that's a great starting place. So I really expect to see you guys, like I'm paying attention. I want to see who's trying these things and being willing to go outside their comfort zone, because the people who are will reap the reward. And it's really cool when you do it once and you're like, oh my God, that worked. And that wasn't that bad. And I kind of sucked on video, but I get it. Like, I'm going to do better next time. And, you really start to understand it, and you start to see the why you do it. You start to see why it's worth going outside your comfort zone. All right, cool.
Can I ask one question?
Yeah, please do.
How long do you think this all should be when you're doing it on a video?
I think it totally depends on what you're speaking to, how you speak. I wouldn't give it a strict timeline. I mean, like, keep in mind, people's attention spans are kind of short. I don't know how long it took me to run through those examples without, plus I was explaining in between. I mean, we've been on this call for about 40 minutes. So I'm guessing you could probably do it in 10 to 15 minutes. I would say short, always test it, try it, see what works for you. People's attention spans are short, so just keep that in mind. You don't need a lot of word, and you'll see when I post this in the team page how short these sentences are for each step. You don't need a lot. And this is a practice in not word vomiting, like I've gotten into trouble doing in the past.
And then, like, obviously if you're posting this on your page, it's going to be a video. You're not having like that direct conversation one-on-one with the person. So that that last step of, okay, this is what you do, is that what you would then message the people who like it? Or
that's where you say, like, okay, so to get started, I want you to comment below or message me, like, give some call to action. Click the link, whatever it is that you're using as your call to action. But even if you're not speaking to someone directly and you can't say, oh, I just sent you an email, you can say, do this, here's my email, send me an email within the next hour, whatever you want it to be.
Okay, great, thanks.
You're welcome. Cool, any other questions? Guys, we have some really, really cool stuff coming down the pipeline. My goal is to pump you with as much value as I possibly can. Our leaders have been kicking butt, creating content and figuring out ways that we can help you guys absolutely launch your businesses into the stratosphere next year. And the only way that that's going to happen is taking full advantage of the month that's left this year. I am so excited you're going to see the countdown in Team Drop the Cookie for the 80-day obsession packs that are launching on the 14th of December. We're all getting them because we're all doing 80-day obsession, right? We're all in. That's how you feel like your business is stagnant. Do that program 100%. Not only will you feel like a new person because you're going to have a rockin' bod, ton of energy, and be on top of the world, the whole world's going to want to join you in the month of January. So, but what you do now sets you up for that foundation. I know I'm a broken record, but there's a reason for it. I've experienced it, and I've seen my coaches experience it, and it's so, so incredible. All right, guys, make sure to pay close attention to the page because we have a lot of stuff that we're kind of passing along to you. If you missed Barbie Kalev's call today, she did a live stream in Team Drop the Cookie, make sure you go watch it. She's awesome. She totally relit my fire today. She was really gracious to join us. She's like a rock star in this business and was willing to come on and in our team and really share her heart and her knowledge. And I'm so floored by what she shared. So don't miss that. And I'll post this in the page shortly along with this recording in case you want to go back through it at all. All right, guys, have an awesome, awesome night, and I'll talk to you guys soon.